Now that Master Duel's a thing, I may have just found my new favorite deck. Let's check it out now, shall we? What's good, y'all? It's your boy Mike with Shadowland Games. Now, I've been on Master Duel for a few weeks, just like most of y'all have, and I gotta say, this game's pretty damn lit. I ain't even gonna lie. Now, starting off, I looked through a couple decks I got at RL. I really like to play it, but I was like, you know what? I want to try something different. I want to learn a new deck that I ain't never messed with before. And with that decision being made, I went with Virtual World. Now, I gotta say, I absolutely love this deck after playing it. Like, it took a minute to learn. It's got a bit of a learning curve on it, but it's really not that bad. It can play through plenty of interruptions. It can pull off some pretty insane combos and screw your opponent over really, really hard. Like, and hang with the best decks out there. I absolutely love it. Without further ado, we about to get into this deck list for y'all. Starting off, we go with 2 copies of Max C. Now, I would have gone 3, but I'll show you a little bit later why I went with 2. But overall, this card is extremely fucking important to any strategy you're going to play in a Master Duel. Extremely great card. I'd love to see it come back in the TCG. Hopefully, we get that one day, but right now it's pretty doubtful. Next, we run 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring in order to stop your opponent's Max C or stop searching, any of that good stuff. We'll run 3 copies of Yan Yan because this card allows you some recyclability when it's banished. It allows you to bring one of your banished cards back to your deck. And also, if you summon a level 3 monster while this card's in the graveyard, you can special summon it as a level 3 tuner. So, really useful extender there. Then we got Lulu. This is probably the most important card of the deck. It's a level 3 wind psychic tuner effect. Level 3 allows you to search a card whenever you special summon it. So very, very important. You want to see this card in your hand as much as possible. Now next we have GG. This is another level 3, but it's a non-tuner. It allows you to, when it's special summon by its effect, you can add one of your virtual world cards from your graveyard to your hand. So really good. Allows you that recyclability to bring your Lulu back next turn. Up next, we have Lao Lao. Now, this one's really important, too. It's a level 6 tuner psychic wind monster. It allows you to special summon one of your virtual world cards, whatever its special summon by its own effect. So, really good. It also gets you into your Ultima Zoka in order to bring out your Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, which is very important for this deck. Gives it a level of negates that it really needs. Next, we have Lily. This one's a non-tuner level 6 worm effect monster. It basically allows you to Foolish Burial 2 cards whenever you summon it. So really good effect there. Your cards definitely depend on this for your virtual world strategy. They thrive on being in the graveyard and banished. Next, we have 1 copy of Toto. This card allows you to, if you control virtual world monsters or no monsters at all, you could summon it from your hand without tributing. If it's in the graveyard, you could discard one of your virtual world monsters and special summon it as a tuner. So really comes in handy, allowing you to go some combos, but you don't want to go more than 1 copy of this ever. I really don't see a need for it at all. Up next, we got 2 copies of Pot of Desires. The reason I went with 2 instead of 3 is because it is the absolute worst thing ever to play Pot of Desires, banish your 10 cards, and draw into another Pot of Desires. It absolutely sucks because you don't want to play another one after that and banish 20 cards and risk not being able to play the game at all. Then we run 1 copy of Triple Tactics Talent. Now, I would have liked to have gone with more. The more I experiment with this card's either going to be really great at a game or it's going to cause you to brick really hard. So I got it here for discard fodder, if nothing else. But whenever it does become playable, this card can absolutely win games on its own. Being able to draw 2 cards or take a monster, like both of these things are absolutely incredible. Now next we're going with 3 copies of Kovaloon. Now this card's absolutely essential to Virtual World because it allows you to play your Chuchi straight from the deck, face up on the field to get that effect live turn 1, which is really damn useful. Next we have 3 copies of Xing Long. Now I'm probably butchering these names, so y'all please excuse that, but this card's alright. It allows you to negate a monster face up on the field if you banish a card from your graveyard. But most likely, you're going to play this card from the graveyard, banish it in order to search one of your virtual world monsters with its effect. Moving on, we go with 2 copies of Emergency Teleport, simply because they won't let us play 3. Allows you to special summon 1 level 3 or lower psychic monster from your hand or deck, which is going to be your Nyan Yan or your Lulu. So really useful for getting your combo started if you ain't got nothing else. I run 2 copies of Forbidden Chalice, be able to negate a monster effect on the field. Even if that monster gains 400 attack, that's not big of a deal. You're stopping an effect that would otherwise cripple your ass. Now, I have used this on my own monster in order to win games if I needed the attack just to get over something and I knew they didn't have anything to play. Up next, we got 2 copies of Called by the Grave. This allows you to target one monster your opponent controls in the graveyard, banishing it. If you do, to the end of the next turn, its effects are negated, as well as the activated effects of on the field of monsters with the same original name. This card is fucking incredible. Gets around any hand trap or any problematic. You could use this on Eldritch, Banisher, Golden Lord, bam, they're out of plays. So, really damn good card. I wish we could at least get it back to 2 in a TCG, but that's an argument for another day. Now I run 1 copy of Crossout Designator. It's basically like Called by the Grave, except you banish 1 card from your deck with that name, and you negate its effects as well as the activated effects on the field of cards with the same original name to the end of this turn. So it really comes in handy against hand traps like Maxi, Ash Blossom. It works good in the mirror match. You can stop Pot of Desire, just stuff like that. But overall, I wouldn't want to play more than 1 because this card can really cause you to brick. I got 1 here because if it don't come up at all in the game, I can at least discard it to activate one of my virtual world effects. Now up next, we got Chuchi. This card is extremely important to your virtual world strategy. You're going to want to copy this to the field, and you're going to want to copy it to the graveyard. More than likely, this is what you're going to be pulling out with Kovaloon. It allows you to target 1 face-up card on the field, shuffle 2 of your banished virtual world cards with different names from each other into the deck, and destroy that card. And then you can banish this card from your graveyard and change the level of a monster, either raising it by 3 or lowering it by 3, which is extremely useful to go to some of your plays. If you got something in your hand that you ain't going to be able to bring out what you want, you can kind of make it happen with this. The recyclability of this card is amazing, plus the ability to pop a card face up on the field really gives you some back row removal, or if you got a monster on the field that can be popped, you could go ahead and hit that. The last trap we're running here is Zeus, however the hell you say it, Zeus. Really good card. If it's on the field, you can change the battle position of a monster if you control a virtual world card. So it's alright, but you're going to want to play it from the graveyard more than often because you get to banish it, discard a card from your hand, and special summon a virtual world monster from your graveyard but negate its effects. So it allows you to bring out another extender to keep going with your combos. Really damn good card. Now getting into the extra deck, we got Stardust Charge Warrior first off. Level 6, Warrior Synchro Effect monster. The only reason you're summoning this thing is for its first effect. That with a Synchro Summon, you get to draw a card. So it's a free resource. If you got 2 tuners on the field, you could use him as a stepping stone to get into your next one and get a free resource out the deal. Same thing with this guy, Coral Dragon. Once per turn, you discard 1 card. Target 1 card your opponent controls, destroy it. If this card's sent from the field to the graveyard, you can draw 1 card. So you got a pop there. You got a free draw when it leaves the field. So not bad at all. Really good card. Next, we got a Virtual World Beast Juju. Level 6, 2400 attack, 1700 defense. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects while you have 2 or more monsters in your graveyard with the same original type and attribute but different names. So let's say you got Lulu and you got Nyan Nyan at the graveyard. Guess what? They can't touch this guy. It also has the secondary effect that you can banish 2 monsters from your graveyard with the same original type and attribute, but with different names. And target 1 card on the field, send it to the graveyard. So, yeah, it targets. That's one drawback to it, but it's non-destructive removal, so it gets around quite a few cards. So, overall, really good card. Next, we got a Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. Amazing card. You know, you got your negate. This card's protection from Nibiru. Plus, it gets to gain attack of whatever monster it destroys with that effect. And then if it battles a level 5 or higher special summon monster, during damage calculation, it gains that monster's attack. So this card really comes in handy. Especially you see a lot of people play a Blue Eyes Chaos Max in their decks. And this card struggles a little bit with some of the bigger monsters unless you get Zeus out. But this thing absolutely runs it over and says, hey, fuck your Blue Eyes. Now, the only way you're going to be summoning this thing is with Ultima Zoka. This thing takes 2 level 5 or higher monsters you control with the same level to the graveyard, 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner. So you're going to be doing that with Lily and Lao Lao. Be able to get him out there. Then you set a spell or trap card during your turn. It allows you to special summon 1 level 7 or higher Dragon Synchro monster from your extra deck. So that's how you go get out your Crystal Ring and go into your combo there. And then you can keep going from there, bust out some other combos, and then with a really good board off of that. Next, we have Cloud Castle. This is a level 9 Synchro monster. If it's special summon, you could target 1 level 8 or one level 9 synchro monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So this is a good way for you to get some recurability out of some of your other monsters once they're sent to the graveyard. Really damn good card. This card is also fodder for your VFD, but we'll go into that just a little bit later. Next, we have a Vermilion Dragon Mech. Once per turn, you can banish one tuner from your hand or graveyard or face up on the field to target one card on the field, destroy it. If this synchro summon card is destroyed by card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target one of your banished tuners, add it to your hand. So it gives you a pop, it gets you a little bit of reoccurability when it leaves the field, and also it's a level 9 synchro, so it's a good VFD fodder as well. Next, we have a Ravenous Crocodile Dragon Archithes, however the hell you say it. This card's really damn good. Gains 500 attack for each card in your hand. You can only use the followed effects of him once per turn. You can draw cards up to the number of non-tuners used for this synchro summon. It also has a quick effect. You can discard 2 cards, target one card on the field, destroy it. I mainly use this thing for the draw effect. It also gets really big on the attack. You got plenty of other cards to pop if you need to. But overall, really damn good card. Now, for the game winner right here, we got a Virtual World Kyubi Senshin. This card's a microcosmos for everything on the field. Like if a card leaves the field, it goes straight to the banish zone. No graveyard involved. And then when you declares an attack, you can turn one of your banished monsters to the owner's graveyard. So it's a good recyclability for getting some of your other stuff back. And then during your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish 2 other monsters from your graveyard with different original types and attributes from each other to special summon this card. So it's got recyclability basically every single turn. And then it's effect to bring the monsters back to the graveyard so you have them there for the next turn to use if you need to in order to bring them back. It's really damn good. A lot of decks struggle with this card banishing shit from the graveyard. Now, the next card I have for y'all is one of my favorite tech pieces for this deck, and that is Tota Bird. It's a rank 3 Exceeds monster. It's just 2 level 3 wind monsters. When a spell or trap is activated, quick effect, you can attach 2 materials from this card and negate the activation. If you do, destroy it. This card loses 300 attack while it has no materials. 300 attack part's not a big deal, but this card is absolutely a game winner in some cases. You could use this against Eldritch, pop some of their Eldritch cards when they try to activate them. You could use it on Tri-Brigade to hit the Revolt. Guess what? That pretty much ends their turn right there. Like, really amazing card. Also, good fodder for going into Zeus if you need to. Now, up next, we have the Phantom Knights of Breaksword. This is another one, 2,000 body, rank 3 Exceeds monster. Allows you to pop a card on the field, on both players' field. So, really good card. Another one you could use for going into Zeus. Gets rid of problematic cards. Bamboozling Gossip Shadow. Another rank 3 Exceeds monster. I absolutely love this thing. You're going to want to summon him in defense. He's got the effect that whenever your opponent monster activates this effect, and it don't matter if it's from the hand, graveyard, field, wherever, you can detach 2 materials. The activated effect becomes both players draw 1 card. So you get a free body. You get to negate a problematic effect. Extremely amazing card. The worst case scenario, you change it to attack and go into Zeus with him. Now up next, we got a rank 6 monster here, Virtual World Phoenix Fan. This card is absolutely amazing. He allows you to attach 2 materials from himself to target 1 face-up card your opponent controls and 1 card at either graveyard, banish them. So you can basically just attach 2 materials and banish 2 cards your opponent has, and that's a really damn good effect in itself. And then if this thing's destroyed by battle or card effect while it's in your monster zone, you special summon 2 virtual world monsters with the same type of attribute as each other from your deck. So it allows you to go to your combo next turn after this thing's been destroyed. Either sit you some bodies on the field to protect your life points. Alright, up next, this guy needs no introduction whatsoever. This is a true king of all calamities, aka VFD, very fun dragon. And this is the definition of an unfair card if I've ever seen one in my life. It's a 2+ level 9 monsters. Once per turn, you attach 1 material from this card, declare 1 attribute. This turn, all face-up monsters on the field become that attribute. Also, all monsters in your opponent's possession with that attribute cannot activate their effects or attacks. So it just says, hey, you know what? Screw your turn. It's mine now. And this card is an absolute game winner in its own. Haven't used it as much as I thought I would, but whenever I have used it, it has turned the game completely around. I've been up in some situations where the opponent had a big-ass damn field. I'm not really seeing an out to it. I summon this guy, activate effect, attack something, go into Zeus, wipe their field. So, damn amazing-ass card. Definitely need one in this deck, and we need to bring it back to one in the TCG, because, yeah, he's a problematic card, but he's not just all-powerful, especially with skill drain back now. You can negate this dude's effect like it's nothing. And now, last but not least, we have hands down the best Exceeds monster in the game right now, and that is Zeus. This guy is incredibly easy to summon. All it takes is a one Exceeds monster battle in this turn. During main phase 2, you could overlay him on top of it. You could attach 2 materials and send every card on the field into the graveyard except for Zeus. So it's non-targeting, non-destructive removal. Gets around basically anything, Dragoon, everything in real life. Like, amazing damn card. And once per turn, if another card you control is destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, you can attach 1 card from your hand, deck, or extra deck to this card's material. So it gets recyclability on its material, so it's not just sitting there dead on the field with nothing. Like, this card is fucking incredible. Well, that about wraps it up for today's video, y'all. I really hope y'all enjoyed this shit. I'll be working this week on recording some of these duels online so I can upload them and show y'all some of the insane shit that this deck can pull off, some of these combos, and some of the situations this thing can just pull you out of and play through. Like, it is absolutely insane, and I really hope y'all enjoy this. As always, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I hope y'all motherfuckers have a good day. I'll holler at y'all later.